Hi, I'm SSJ Ryaku, and I'm going over my new mascot, Shelby. So without further ado, let's begin. Shelby is a snail girl, which is a monster girl that has the upper body of a woman and the lower body of a snail. She wears a red hoodie, pale red skirt. Her snail body is red and peach, and her shell is black. Her human body is peach. Her hair is black. She has peach antennas and black eyes. Her personality is shy, slow, and sleepy. She was revealed on December 17th, 2023, in which she was displayed on screen for both the intro and outro, and was also mentioned by me when I said, by the way, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek on my mascot because we finally got her done, and I'm gonna give you a full, in-depth character analysis on her character, in which I, rather than just a sneak peek, showed her full render for you, the fans, to see. I would later, on December 18th, 2023, create a community post with her render on it, saying, "This is Shelby, the new mascot of SSJ Ryaku. She is shy, slow, and sleepy. Please treat her well, and don't go off the rails about her." Which means I don't want anyone disrespecting my mascot. However, she has been mentioned before all of this, and even existed way before the anniversary of my channel. On Jorland.ai, I make AI chatbots for everyone to interact with. My most popular characters being, from top to bottom, Arachnes with 65.3k messages and 70 hearts, Snail Girl with 38.8k messages with 16 hearts, and Tio Brando with 8.2k messages and 13 hearts. On September 26th, I would make a character named Shelby with a subtitle saying, under the icon, "The mascot of SSJ Ryaku channel." However, the odd thing about this is I never mentioned her on my YouTube channel at all. However, the reason for that is because her render was being made at the time and wasn't finished. Her profile picture on Jorland.ai at the time had nothing on it and just said "coming soon." However, I would first mention her on my YouTube channel in a month-old post that says, "Alright, here's the co-mascot for now. Her name is Undekai, and she's from Sailor Moon. Even though I don't like Sailor Moon, I like Undekai a lot, so she'll be my co-mascot. As for my other mascot, I don't know if I stated this already, but her name is Shelby, and she's going to be the main mascot." And the post shows two photos of two characters, one being concept art, while the other being official art. Then, on December 1st, 2023, I would post a video showcasing the intro to my YouTube anniversary, but oddly enough, after a day, I blurred a certain section, making none of the fans able to see what was in said section. However, I did that because it showcases my mascot and the full render for her, and the reason I blurred it is because I wanted to make her a surprise. After that, she was showcased on the anniversary with her full render, and that's it. My audience, upon seeing Shelby, had negative and neutral reactions. One audience member said, "Ew," the other said, "It's weird, who the frick would want a snail girl like bro?" However, there were some positive reactions, like the owner of my original channel, Boys Who Cried Broly, and that person who owned it was my father. He said, "I think it looks good." I, however, don't plan on removing her from my channel at all. Even if I lose my audience, will still keep Shelby as my mascot. I see mascots, I often see strong, loud, quick things, but when I was thinking about my mascot, I didn't want anything like that. I wanted something gentle, quiet, and slow. And so I decided to look at some old memories to see what I could find. And I managed to find two things that I loved and fit most of that description. That being women and snails. Women fit the gentle part naturally because they're feminine. But from my experiences, they don't fit the slow and quiet part. In fact, people in general don't fit that description. However, snails did because they're slow and quiet, but some snails aren't gentle. Hence why I didn't make them my mascot either. However, I eventually gave up thinking about it and went to Joyland.ai since I was bored. As I chatted with some of the bots, I decided to go to the My Bots section and scrolled through the bots I had made, and that's when something caught my eye. The Snail Girl bot. And I looked at my Snail Girl bot, and in a moment of pure genius, one that Sherlock Holmes would have had when he was solving a murder, one that Albert Einstein would have had when he was trying to correct Isaac Newton's physics equations. In a moment that the caveman would have had when smacking rocks against each other and creating fire. My mind connected my previous thoughts to the bot I was looking at and gave me the brilliant idea of what my mascot should be. I then, in a horrid Henry fashion, said, "Eureka! That's it! I know what my mascot should be." But then, that's when more challenges came. I would need to name her, come up with a design. So that's when I immediately opened a new tab and scrolled through photos of snail species. I then found a photo of a red and black snail called the Malaysian fire snail. And I took the colors of it and implemented it into my mascot. I then needed a name, so I decided to go for a name that sounds like the word shell, as like sort of a pun. And to which I chose Shelby instead of the creator of Frankenstein's name, Mary Shelley, since Shelley was too much of an obvious pun. Finally came the hardest part. What would she wear? So I brainstormed for a bit and came up with the skirt and hoodie. Then the final challenge came, and that would be drawing. So I had a friend of mine at Russ This on TikTok, whose link will be in the description, do it, and boom, we've got it done, and that's the story of how Shelby. I was asked by one of my audience members this. She said, "I'm wondering why a snail was chosen. Snails are slow and they die if you put salt on them. They're basically defenseless." And to that audience member, I say I chose Shelby as my mascot because she represents to me resilience. Sure, salt harms her, and she's slow. Nonetheless, no matter how slow she goes, she's still making progress to her destination. I think ultimately why Shelby received such a bad reaction is because people nowadays don't make sense. Like, if I had Arachne, who's half spider, half woman, as my mascot, no one would bat an eye because Arachne has existed since ancient Greece. If I had a Minotaur as my mascot, no one would bat an eye because that has existed since ancient Greece too. If I had a centaur as my mascot, no one would bat an eye because they've existed since ancient Greece too. And what do they have in common with my mascot? The fact that they are half human, half animal. Like, I don't get why people had such a bad reaction when there are literally other creatures like snail girls that exist. So yeah, you, the audience, not to be mean, but you guys had absolutely no reason to act like that before you say, "But Mr. Ryaku, snail girls are slimy." Yeah, well, so are sirens, who have slime on them too, since they are fish and fish are slimy. I'm not trying to be mean to some of you in the audience. Don't have to listen to this. Like, you guys shouldn't have to listen to this. But all of you who had a negative reaction shouldn't have won. And I swear to Beerus that if you try to make another reason to justify your negative reaction, I will slam you and that reason down with the logic. Now, anyways, what was I doing again? Oh, right. Talking on my thoughts about Shelby. So, another thing I see in Shelby is my younger self. My younger self absolutely loves snails, and so looking at Shelby, or just snail girls in general, it always reminds me of my younger self. So, when people insult or talk bad about my mascot, it feels like my younger self is getting disrespected, and I hate being disrespected. So, hence why I just went on a rant 5 seconds ago. But yeah, 3 things to know about Shelby is she represents resilience and determination. She's staying until I die, and insulting her is the equivalent of insulting me. So, I hope you enjoyed my documentary. And, before you go, I have one small request for you. It's not liking the video or subscribing to my channel, but it's a little more than that. What I want you, the audience, the viewer, the person watching this video right now, to ask Shelby a question to get to know her better as a mascot. Because I will take those questions and make a Q&A about it. And now that I've said all that, thank you for being here. And this is SSJ Ryaku, signing off.
Hey, Shelby here. I want to thank you for watching my documentary. I promise I'll be a good mascot to you all. I really hope that my snail pace won't ruin this for you all. I mean, I know I can be slow at times since I'm a snail girl and all, but I promise I'll try to move as quickly as a snail can. Also, I'm excited for my Q&A coming up. I can't wait to answer all of your questions. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the documentary about me. Ryaku worked really hard to get it done. Oh, and here's some wise words for now. Even a snail will reach its destination, which means no matter how slow you go, you'll eventually reach where you're going, even if it is a snail's pace. Anyways, I think it's best I go, so bye-bye.